On paper, you earn $65,000 a year, but once we factor in taxes, commuting, appearance, and stress, your paycheck shrinks dramatically. Let's break down the real math behind your wage. We're about to run a financial reality check on the 9-to-5 lifestyle. If you're ready to uncover the numbers most people overlook, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's dive in. Section 1. The revenue versus profit fallacy. Here's the fundamental mistake most workers make: confusing revenue with profit. In business, if a company earns $1 million in sales but spends $1.1 million to produce those goods, it's losing money. Revenue doesn't matter if expenses exceed it. Yet, when we look at our jobs, we only see the gross salary. Let's take a median US worker in 2025. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah lands a job paying $65,000 a year. On paper, assuming a standard 40-hour work week, 2,080 hours a year, Sarah earns $31.25 per hour. It looks solid, but Sarah hasn't accounted for the costs of selling her time and energy. Once we add those in, her real hourly wage drops sharply. Section 2. The government's cut, the first slice. Before Sarah even touches her paycheck, deductions take their share. Federal tax, effective rate between 12 and 22%. State tax depends on location, but we'll average it. FICA, Social Security and Medicare, 7.65% flat. On $65,000, Sarah's take-home pay is closer to $50,000. That means her hourly rate isn't $31.25, it's $24.03. And that's just the beginning. Section 3. The commuter tax, direct costs. Next, we calculate what Sarah spends just to show up at work. The average American commute is about 27 minutes one way, nearly an hour daily. Sarah drives a mid-range sedan. Gas, in 2026, gas prices fluctuate, but she's burning fuel daily. Wear and tear, tires, oil changes, depreciation. The IRS estimates the cost of driving at 70 cents per mile. Insurance, she needs a car to get to work. If she worked remotely or walked, she might be a one-car family, but now she needs a reliable vehicle. Let's conservatively estimate this cost. Between gas, depreciation, and parking fees, Sarah is spending roughly $4,000 a year just to get to her desk. Running net income, $46,000. Section 4. The professional tax, appearance and food. You cannot go to a corporate office in your pajamas. Wardrobe, business casual clothing costs Sarah about $1,000 annually. Convenience food, coffee runs and quick lunches add up. 3 coffees a week and 2 lunches out per week total roughly $2,500 annually. This is money she would not spend if she were at home eating leftovers. This is a work expense. Running net income, $42,500. We're peeling back the layers of Sarah's paycheck and the numbers are sobering. If this breakdown is eye-opening, hit that like button so more people can see the real math. Section 5. The decompression spending, stress recovery spending. This is the cost nobody puts on a spreadsheet, but it is real. I call it decompression spending. The modern workplace is stressful, it drains your energy. When you get home, you are mentally exhausted, you need relief. The I deserve it purchase. Sarah finishes a brutal 50-hour week. She orders DoorDash on Friday night, $40, because she can't face the stove. She buys a bottle of wine, $15. She books a weekend getaway because she needs to escape. The cost, let's be conservative and say Sarah spends $3,000 a year on stress recovery costs, expenses that exist solely to heal the work-related stress of the workweek. Final net income, $39,500. Sarah thinks she makes $65,000. She actually keeps $39,500. But here is the kicker: we haven't adjusted the time. Section 6. The shadow hours, the denominator. Remember, wage equals money divided by time. HR says Sarah works 40 hours weekly, 2,080 hours annually, but unpaid hours add up. Grooming, Sarah wakes up 45 minutes early to shower, do hair and makeup, and iron clothes. That is labor performed for the employer. 180 hours per year. Commuting, 1 hour a day in the car. That is unpaid labor. 250 hours per year. Decompression, the 40 minutes Sarah spends staring at the wall when she gets home, unable to be a present parent or partner because she feels mentally drained. That is recovery time mandated by the job. 125 hours per year. Total real hours, Sarah isn't investing 2,080 hours a year, she's investing roughly 2,635 hours per year into this job. Section 7. The final calculation, the $14 reality. Now we do the math. Real net income, $39,500, money left after work costs. Real total hours, 2,635 hours, time spent on work-related activities. Real hourly wage, $39,500 divided by 2,635 equals $14.99 per hour. Sarah signed up for $31.25 per hour. Her actual wage is closer to $15 an hour, barely above minimum wage in many states. Meanwhile, her neighbor Dave works at a greenhouse. He earns $18 an hour, walks to work, wears jeans, and brings lunch. Dave's real hourly value of his time is higher than Sarah's. Section 8. The golden handcuffs of promotion. Here is where the trap snaps shut. Sarah gets a promotion. She's now a manager, raised to $75,000. But now, she works 50 hours a week, not 40. She needs a nicer car to fit the image. She orders takeout 4 nights a week because she works until 7 p.m. She hires a house cleaner because she has no time to clean. Her gross income rises, but her expenses rise faster. Her effective hourly wage could drop to $12. This is the work trap. More responsibility, more stress, but less freedom. Section 9. The solution, margin over revenue. The answer isn't quitting, it's optimizing. Cut costs, work from home part-time to save on commuting and food. Meal prep, saving $2,000 annually on lunch equals $3,000 pre-tax. Reject status, drive a modest car, wear a capsule wardrobe, and stop spending to impress coworkers. Know your number. Write your real hourly wage on a sticky note. When you see a $100 purchase, ask, is this worth 7 hours of my life? Often the answer is no. The system hides the true costs of work. Taxes reduce your pay, commuting drains your wallet, convenience eats your margin, shadow hours steal your time. If you don't audit your job like a business, you risk losing energy while looking successful online. Focus less on the salary line and more on the bottom line. I'm curious to hear from you. Have you calculated your real hourly wage? Did the number surprise you? What's your biggest work-related expense, commuting or convenience food? Drop your answers in the comments and subscribe for more educational content on personal finance. Thanks for watching.